this out.
Every time we choose courage, we make everyone around us a little better and the world a little braver. And our world could stand to be a little kinder and braver. Welcome to a very special edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. As today, we welcome our newest addition to the team. Dr. Tommy Eanelli is live. Have Faith, Let It Begin starts right now.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Ariel, can you say have faith?
Again.
Let it begin?
Again.
Say have faith.
Again.
Let it begin.
No.
No? Okay.
It's a boy.
Hi, Noah.
Noah!
Noah.
Jesus. Happy birthday, Noah!
Caitlin,
You did amazing.
you just put those there. Noah.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. Today on this Monday, April 11th, 2022. It is with great honor that I introduce for the very first time as now a biggest and greatest addition to Have Faith, Let It Begin, our new co-host that will be with us on Fridays. But today is a special treat because we're going to air this live today. We'll re-air it again on Friday, and then moving forward on April 22nd, April 29th, you're getting the whole idea. Dr. Tommy Eanelli, hey, we're live. Dr. Tommy Eanelli, welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Angel, I am pleased as punch to be here. I don't even have words to thank you for thinking enough of me to bring me on as a part of the tapestry of the greatest podcast out there, Have Faith, Let It Begin. It is a podcast of inspiration. It's a podcast of hope. It's a podcast of faith, and it's a podcast of friendship. And Angel, we forged our friendship through the podcast world, you being my co-host, producer, and absolute guardian of the CROC podcast. And I've learned everything I know about podcasting from you, my dear friend. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Listen, and this is how it's going to go. Just like the CROC podcast, which, by the way, little air note, it's every Sunday, 9 a.m. Take advantage. You will notice that I don't know really what's happening on our episodes. Well, we're going to do the same thing here. So he is totally caught by surprise. He heard my introduction as well as all of you did. And now we're going to talk about the title. The title today is called Why Be Rude When You Can Be Kind? And that's what we're talking about. Now, Dr. E, we're going to take you out of that whole doctorate. We're going to just take that aside, even though nobody can take that away from you. I'm just going to ask you first and foremost, when you think of the word of being kind, would you define the word kindness?
You know, that's a really great question, and it's something that I struggle with at times. We can have 10 interactions with our fellow human creatures and actually feel that empathy and feel that warmth toward our fellow humans and try to do something nice for them and be kind to them. But then there's the one time where we might be tired or be a little cranky, and our dark side comes out. So universal kindness is very difficult, but I think if we could strive for kindness, most of the time. We did a series of kindness in medical care, and I think that would be another thing to look at. And some of the things they broke them down into is just listening, kind words, being empathetic, and being caring. I mean, I think that when we were doing that module, all those different episodes, I think it really probably is operative here in your question.
Absolutely. And the hardest part that we live in today on every day and age, and this is the great thing about our forum together. See, when I do the show, I've always said, I'm not going to talk about everything that happens in the world. I want to talk about more personal stuff. But when we talk and when we're on the air from now on, I want to open this up. And, we're seeing a lot of negativity in the world today. We're seeing a lot of people that quite honestly should and could be much nicer than they are. But I want to expand on this and still kind of tighten it up. How do I do that? Is simple. I have a quick story. So as you know, I work in the industry of phone. Just the other day, I picked up the phone and the first words out of the person's mouth was, with a name like Angel, hopefully you will be encountered by the devil because you are no angel. You should just go straight to HE double hockey sticks. And, that can just really put somebody in a position to go, whoa, where did that come from? You didn't have to be that mean. How many times in your life, how many times have you encountered negativity, and how do you deal with that when that happens to you? Because I know the type of person you are. For those that don't know who you are, you're the Patch Adams of this generation. That's what I call it. I call you, and you just have nothing but this warm heart. How do you even deal with something like that, even in your profession?
I think what I would recommend and what I try to do is I try to look at the times where I don't hit the high mark, and and as I'm very blessed, that doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And what I try to do personally, and if it's anything that our listeners would take as advice and be helpful, that's great. But think about the times where you could have done something a little better. So I had one of my nurses had made a mistake or whatever, and I really came down on her pretty hard and kind of got really angry, and I could have been much kinder. And, a couple of weeks went by and, your inner, I would ask you guys to look inside yourself, because there's that inner self, there's your inner voice, there's that inner soul that kind of can feel when you did something stupid, right? So it just didn't sit right, and my pride got in the way, and I just kind of, didn't do anything about it. And then I just finally realized that I did the wrong thing, and I got everybody in the room together. And the nurse that I yelled at was probably thinking that she was going to get more of the same, and she looked absolutely horrified. And I said, I just wanted to tell you guys, since I publicly embarrassed X, I wanted to publicly apologize to her and tell her that I am really sorry. I could have definitely done a better job and managed you up, and I did not have to do what I did. And I really ask for your forgiveness. And instead of going over the error, let's look at ways that we could train you and train all of you so this error doesn't happen again. And I think that would be my advice to the listeners, is to take those moments. It could be with your family. You could lose your temper with your kid, with your spouse, with your brother, with your sister, with your mother, with your father, with a neighbor, with a groundhog, with the Frigidaire, telephone people. It could be, and see, now we're on your podcast, so all your listeners know about your war with Frigidaire. Could you have been a little kinder? Could you have been a little nicer? Could you have done something a little differently? Are you embarrassed by something? And, if you are, make amends, go back and apologize. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go apologize for everything, because sometimes there's a thing. We should do a podcast, Angel, on righteous anger, because as Jesus always told us, there's a place in time where sometimes it's okay to get pissed off, like at the bazaar where he went absolutely crazy when they were selling things over by the temple and blah, 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 which is actually coming up soon, right? That's coming up. Easter's coming up, but that'd be my advice. I talk too much. I apologize.
No, not at all. I mean, and that's what's great about it, is that, I think that's what I love about my show, is that our show together, now that we're going to be doing this forum, it allows people to understand that it's not just you that goes through it. It's everybody. We all have that. And I think it all goes back to, for me, the words that my father taught me, use your words. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And it's okay to admit when you're wrong. That's the key. And when you can humble yourself, no matter how big of a person you are, with a PhD or a little degree that I have, or it don't even matter about title. The bottom line is humbling yourself, knowing when you have done something wrong, and allowing yourself to forgive and to ask for forgiveness. And that's what you did. Not many people will number one, admit to that. And number two, do what you did in that environment. And I am sure it's made the work environment better.
Oh my God, what a different. And as a matter of fact, I don't want to say this because it would identify the person, but there's a circumstance coming up, which would have been absolutely horrible, had this not happened. So the fact that I was able to do that it was just it was a stroke of God. It was God coming down and speaking to me and kicking me in the what. And and I think that the other parts of kindness, sometimes a friend just needs you to listen, and you just have to sit there. And even though you might know the answer, or you might have advice, or they might be just kind of barking down the wrong tree, you just let them talk, just let them vent. Sometimes you might just be asked to do a favor for somebody and you're a little too busy, you're a little bit behind, and you just stop what you're doing, you take your time, and you be there for your friend, or even for a stranger. That's even harder, right? It's easy to be nice to your friends, harder to be nice to someone you don't know.
Absolutely. And I've said it, 1,000 times on my show, you want to stop being a thermometer. You want to be a thermostat. You want to control your environment. You want to give yourself an opportunity to know where you are and assess it, and know what you're saying and what you're doing, because ultimately it can help somebody. It's more importantly, it's going to help yourself. There's a quote that I once heard. It's, be kind to others so that you may learn the secret art of being kind to yourself. And that's
Well said.
and that's what it's all about. And that's how we're going to do this show. This was just a teaser. We wanted to get in and get out. There's going to be many more. But I promised everybody on Friday that I had a surprise. So here's the surprise. It's a two-surpriser. Number one, it was Dr. Tom Eanelli. So welcome. Number two, the Have Faith, Let It Begin merchandise is here. And right behind me on my wall is my very first merchandise that I'll be giving out. And it is directed and dedicated to you, Dr. Tom Eanelli, who have changed my life in many ways. So I have a jersey here for you, my friend. And I'm looking forward to providing that to you very, very, very soon.
Well, I'm going to wear that jersey to work, don't you, my friend?
Yeah, that's the way it works. So
there you go.
I'm going to leave you with the last words as you join us. We're going to be doing this together. So you get the last words, and then I'll lead us in prayer, and we'll get ready for a Tuesday episode.
Have Faith, Let It Begin listeners. I am so honored to be here to talk to one of the greatest men I have ever met, my little brother, Angel Santana. It's an honor to speak to you. I avail myself for any aspect of any issues you guys might be having. Want to ask a question about healthcare. It may not be my specialty. I might not have the answer, but I will find the answer for you, or plug you into someone who I trust. And it doesn't have to be someone in the Hudson Valley. If you're listening from California, from Texas, and from, where are we number one again, in Africa, in Uganda?
Yeah, that's exactly where we are.
If you're in Uganda, I'll find a really great witch doctor for you. Down very close to the hut down the street from the mud hole. All kidding aside, if you guys ever need anything on the medical side, I am here for you. God bless you. Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. And just like that, we're going to end with a prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for this new beginning, this new journey. As we embark on all the things that we talk about, we must remember the key words. Kindness is the glue that binds humanity together. If you're right and you're rude, then you're wrong. Always remember to put God first, to put others first, and never forget what we're here for, because all of us have a gift. All of us have a talent. If you use those gifts and talents, others will gain the treasure, because we're all here for a purpose. We are all here because we want to be more good and kind to each other. You see, God made us in his image. And if you know anything about God, and if you haven't heard about him before, guess what? He's a man of love, of faith, of trust, of honesty. And he believes in you. He trusts you. He believes in you. He loves you. And he's never going to leave your side. For Have Faith, Let It Begin, and on behalf of Dr. Tom Eanelli, I say this: God bless you. May God shine his light upon you and grant each and every single one of you peace on earth. And never
And
forget,
have faith. Let it begin.
have a good one. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.